Good morning, students. This is your science teacher, Neelam. And today, we'll start with our first chapter, that is matter in our surroundings. I hope you are ready for the content. So students, keep your notebooks and pens ready. Should we start? Yes. Today, we'll start with a bit of introduction type and we'll talk about a matter itself, right? Great. Now just wherever you're sitting, just turn around and note down the things that you see in your room or in your surroundings. Can we make a list of those things? Just pen it down on your notebook. What are the things that are visible to you, that are around you? Let's suppose we write, I'm writing. Let's suppose one, when I'm looking around, I'm seeing the windows. Second, I can see the doors. I can see the books. I can see the fan. Right? You can also see in your surroundings. Can you see? Have you made a list of these things? Very good. Now let's talk about why we made this list. Just look at the things that you've written. Do you think they need space to keep? Suppose I have to keep the windows. Do they require space? Yes. Those books and fans, all these things that you've listed, they require space when you have to keep them in your house. Right? And when you lift them, they also have some weight. They have some mass. Isn't it? Yes. So all the things that you've listed, that you can see around yourself with your sense organs, they have mass and they need space to keep, right? Exactly. So all these things are called matter. What are these things called? Matter. So let's look up the definition of the matter. So anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Anything that has mass and occupies space. Okay. Secondly, its presence can be felt by any one or more of your five senses. Clear? You can feel the presence. Right? Do you think air is a matter? Yes, air is a matter. Do you think perfume is also matter? Yes, perfume is also a matter. Right? So we keep in mind the 2 points for the definition of the matter, that it has mass, and secondly, it occupies space. Okay? And third, it can be felt by your five sense organs. So that is called the matter. So can you define matter now? Right. And can you make note down the 5 things that are matter? Great. Very good. So you will write the examples of matter. Okay. The examples are books, pens, notebooks, fan, TV, door, everything, right? Very good. So you list down the 5 examples here. Very good. Now let's talk about the characteristics of particles of matter. What are the characteristics of particles of matter? See, everything that we have listed so far, every matter is made up of tiny particles. Right? Every matter is made up of tiny particles. So this is very important. Matter is made up of tiny particles. All right. So this is a very important one, that everything that we see, everything that we consider as a matter is made up of very, very tiny particles. Right? Is made up of very tiny particles. Okay. Now we'll study the characteristics. You should write down this point in your notebook, that every matter is made up of tiny particles. Second is, or you can say the first important point is, particles of matter have space between them. Okay, we'll discuss each one of them in separate videos, but today we'll learn the characteristics. That is, the particles of matter have space between them. Means, if there are two particles, there will be space between them. Okay, so there is a space between two particles, right? Second is, particles of matter, they are continuously moving. Now suppose if your mother is cooking something in the kitchen and you're sitting in and studying in your room, so do you smell that your mother is cooking halwa? The smell of halwa comes to you, isn't it? Yes. So the particles are continuously moving. So the particles are moving from the kitchen to your room, isn't it? So second characteristic is that the particles are continuously moving from one place to another, right? Okay. Third is that the particles of matter, they attract each other. Particles of matter, they attract each other. Okay. Have you ever tried holding the water? Suppose you open the tap, the water starts flowing. Now try to hold the water. Are you able to break the flowing of water? Are you able to break the flow of water? No. Right? Because the particles, they attract each other. Right? Very good. So there are three characteristics of matter. That is, particles of matter have space between them. Particles of matter are continuously moving, and particles of matter attract each other. Right, students? So we have talked about what is matter. Second, we have talked about what are the characteristics of matter. Clear? I hope you understood this topic. Yes. So coming to your homework. First of all, you will write this topic in your notebook. Okay? Secondly, you will do question number 1 and 4 of the page number 4 of your chapter 1. आपके chapter 1 में, that is your matter and surroundings, page number 4 पे 4 questions given है. So you will complete first and 4, right? And then you will read the page number 1 of this chapter. I hope you will do it. Yes. Very well, students. Well done. And if there is any query, you can contact me. You will complete this and you will send the information to me. Okay? Okay. Goodbye, students.